Hello and welcome to another edition of the Patriot Radio Show with Oikike Igado Kure. Today, we are still looking at issues surrounding COVID 19 in Nigeria since the outbreak of the pandemic in February this year. So many things have happened. As we speak, we have over 24,000 cases of COVID 19 in Nigeria, and this has affected families, it has affected the economy, it has affected the way we live our lives as a people and as a nation. So, today we'll be looking at community transmission. What is going on? Why have we continued to have this increase? What is the attitude of Nigerians to this pandemic? Because I've interacted with a lot of people, and you still hear people saying, just for the rich, rather, the infection is just for not for ordinary Nigerians, which is not true. We've been talking about that. Some people think that the government is just trying to embezzle money through this means, and so many things that people are talking about. But the truth has remained that the pandemic is real, and we're having infections almost daily basis. Also, the death rate has also increased. So today, to have a chat with me on this program is Dr. Ben Naga Onyedikachi. Ben, did I call your names very
That's
well?
quite correct.
Okay, all right. So we'll be looking at this issue. So, Dr. Ben, what is community transmission?
Community transmission involves the transfer of the virus from person to person within a community who may not necessarily have had a positive travel history. So that's the onset of community transmission in Nigeria. And it became very, very serious because before then, the focus was on the ports, port health, increasing the defenses, at the port to make sure that we don't get more cases entering the country. When we get cases, we isolate or quarantine them, and treat them before discharge. In fact, currently now we have a positive case in every state in Nigeria. Before it used to be Lagos, FCT, maybe Kano. Now we have a positive case in every state in Nigeria. So now COVID-19 is more in the community, is more with us than we initially perceived.
Yeah, I took a drive to a community in the city here recently, and I tried to interact with people on a market day, and I checked around, and I saw that nobody is even adhering to any of the NCDC measures to curb the spread of the virus. You see people selling without masks, interacting with people without wearing masks, and even people who had businesses. You don't see water and sanitizer. All those things that the government said we needed to ensure that we spread the cause. People are just doing their own thing, and when we interacted with them, they all had all kinds of beliefs and on. So, do you think we are doing enough, especially when you talk about sensitization?
Okay, I personally don't think we're doing enough in terms of sensitization. Apart from information dissemination, the major problem between authorities and the people in Nigeria is a problem of trust.
Okay.
Because Nigerians have grown for a very long time to not trust their leaders. So when they hear something like this, they always they trivialize it as something not so serious, another means to make money, another means to disrupt our activities. So that's actually a major problem, and it's actually it may not be possible to solve that problem during this period, because trust is something that is gained over time, and when lost, it takes time to be regained. Also, information dissemination, the methods and means of information dissemination may also be a problem, because we talk about the media, use of the media, print media, mass media, social media. But another thing you ask is how many people are on these platforms. And even when you push out information, I think even the most powerful, I think the social media is becoming even more powerful than mainstream media. And even when you push out information on the mainstream media, you have counter information, you have conflicting ideas and conflicting information on in the social media, causing people to have a conflict of ideas. There's so many conspiracy theories, and the Nigerian mind has grown to grab those those ideas, it makes sense to them more.
More
You know,
than
and there's one very common argument. Those of us in the health sector will not say there's no COVID-19 because you would have seen cases, you would have seen people being treated and recover, you'd have seen people who die from COVID-19. You know, but people who don't see these people on a day-to-day basis, they will ask you, how many persons in in your community, your neighborhood have you heard was tested positive?
Hmm.
How many do you know that have been treated? You know, so I don't know anybody from my family, I don't know anybody from my community, so it means that it's non-existent, which is not true. It's a fallacy. It's a fallacy. And the reason why we don't have a large number of cases as compared to other countries of the world is because we have tested less
less.
number of people. That's the only reason. That's the
Okay,
only
so
reason.
so what would you be telling Nigerians now, especially those at the community levels? What will you be telling them in terms of what should they do to ensure that we curb the spread of this virus?
Okay, first of all, COVID-19 is very real. There's no anybody who is still debating that fact in the mind now is doing himself and his community a great disservice. COVID-19 is very, very real. It's here with us, and it's going to be, it's going to be with us for some time, some more time. It's not going to disappear into thin air just like that. However, the message you're pushing out about COVID-19 is not actually to foster fear. It's actually to make us more conscious. It's, for example, if I'm in my house and it's raining and I need to go somewhere, okay, my knowledge that it is raining will help me to prepare myself for the rain. It's either I pick up an umbrella or I wear a raincoat and step out. Okay, so but if I deny the fact that it's raining outside, it doesn't change the fact that it's actually raining. It only means that I'm going to be beaten by the rain. I'm going to get wet by the rain, and it's going to disrupt my activities. Okay, so the information about the reality of COVID-19 is actually to make us prepare, follow the guidelines. There are so many conspiracy theories out there, and we live in a world of perspectives. You have, we talk about rights, and I have my choices and all, but we can't all be making choices on a particular issue. So every field has a regulatory body, has a standard organization that gives instruction, that coordinates activities. So if we have that in Nigeria, for example, any information that you hear, you run it by the NCDC website, ncdc.gov.ng. If the NCDC website the information is in tune with the FCD website, it means it's true. So NCDC provides information for us Nigerians to work with part time. And information is evolving. That's true, quite correct. Because what we know, nobody was ready for this. We are all students. Everybody is learning about the virus as we progress. But what we know today is more than what we know a month ago. Yeah. So because these people who are there, the regulatory authorities, are constantly working on information, constantly working to churn out recent and real-time information, they are in a better place of knowledge than you, who is just on the media, just taking information from here, half information from here, half from here, half from here, and put them together. So COVID-19 is very real, no doubt about that. And we all need to readjust to the new norm. We all need to, we're not advocating that everybody, just live in fear, stay indoors, or retire to your cave, it's not possible. Because it's a battle between lives and livelihoods. For how long would we try to preserve life and livelihoods will suffer? So
Okay.
it's not sustainable.
All right. So, if you would want to advise the government now, you have been in the field as a medical practitioner. If you want to advise the government now, what would you say government should be doing more?
Okay, because the major problem of the people is a problem of trust. There should be better transparency and accountability. There should be better sincerity of purpose in the government. Of course, there are many people who are actually doing very well and actually working hard in the right direction. However, there are people who are also affecting the productivity or making people actually get reasons to believe the other side of the story. And also, the government should seek to drive more the message to the grassroots, and also readjust the community. Like I said, most of the things they preach, on the media, is not sustainable. I visited the Wuse Market. I told you earlier. I visited Wuse Market a couple of days ago, and because of the reduction in the number of days the number of market days, you have more people trooping into the market part time. So there's no monitoring and evaluation. You have a protocol, you're not monitoring and evaluating to see how well it is being adhered to. So when you put out a guideline, you go into the community, monitor and see how well it is reaching, and readjust. You mustn't copy everything that is in the West. You do it to suit your own purpose. And at this stage, it has taught us a lesson, in terms of designing our community and designing our healthcare system, that we should be more proactive than reactive. We should start, uh, you know, um, postulating. We should try start seeing into the future. Okay, what are the things that can arise? What are the possible consequences? The possible um, um, things that can arise from this, and how to mitigate them even before we get to them. Not when we start, we now encounter a problem, we now be, oh, let's solve it and move on. Okay, more information needs to be pushed out. There needs to be more sincerity of purpose. Especially people who are handling this cases in the forefront. Somebody just said, I think it was I heard the quote from the Secretary of Government Federation. I don't know who actually said that, but he said now the health workers are no longer in the front line. Okay, the people are now in the front line. The health workers have retired to the back line of defense. That's our last level of defense. So the war should be moved from the isolation centers, from the hospitals to the community, because that is where it is. And that's where the first point of call is for everybody. Let's look at improving prevention, reducing community transmission of the COVID-19, as well as improving our health system to address those cases that are turned out positive.
Okay. When you talk about prevention of COVID-19, it's about responsibilities. We all also have responsibilities to ensure that we don't transmit and spread the pandemic. What are those measures again that we need to take to ensure that we cap the spread?
Okay. So the first information is that we should understand that it is a time to take responsibility. The fight has gone beyond the government or health institutions or people of the media. The fight is now in the community. It's now for each and every one of us to do. Now the most important thing is proper hand hygiene. All right, proper hand hygiene, which will involve constantly, properly, and regularly washing of the hands. Okay, proper and regular washing of the hands. Or if you're not able to wash hands, maybe because of some logistic reasons, you could use alcohol-based hand sanitizers in place. That's one aspect. Another aspect is keep unwashed hands from the face, because that's how it transmits. Okay, one way is either direct contact if you're not far from the other person, coughing, sneezing, talking, singing. Droplets can actually move, carrying the virus to the other person. So maintain some social distance, as much as possible. Then if you're going to a place where it is not practicable to maintain social distance, ensure you're wearing your mask and wearing it properly, not on the chin, not over the head, but covering your nose and your mouth properly if you're in a place that you cannot maintain social distancing. In fact, people who have coexisting medical conditions and people who are above elderly should actually try and use the medical mask. That's the recent guideline. Use the medical mask, while every other person can use the basic cross mask, as much as it's possible. If you have those symptoms, fever, cough, shortness of breath, you're feeling unwell, I think the best thing to do is to inform the health authorities and isolate yourself. Keep yourself away from other people so that if it is COVID-19, you don't transmit to somebody else. So it's important that we follow all this. And if your hands are unwashed, keep them away from your face, your nose, your mouth, because we constantly touch surfaces. Okay, and even if I don't get in contact with somebody's secretions directly, I can touch a surface that has somebody's secretions, and in the course of putting my hands in my unwashed hands in my eyes, my nose, and my mouth, I can actually transfer the virus to my body. So keep unwashed hands away from the face. Properly and regularly wash your hands or use hand sanitizers. Maintain social distancing where it's not practicable. Use your mask. Your cloth mask, that's your non-medical mask, is okay for everybody. But if you have a coexisting medical condition, or you're elderly, you can choose to use the medical mask as well, instead.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Ben.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so you've heard from Dr. Ben. He's a medical practitioner, so he's talking to you based on an angle of an expert who has been on the field and has seen this. COVID-19 is real, and we all have responsibilities to ensure that we don't spread the disease. Always ensure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch our videos, be the first to know when we post up videos. Like and share. Thank you again for watching. Bye bye.